brothers and sisters in Christ and people of YouTube. There's a peace in my soul when I'm with you. Living with God, it's the best feeling ever. Being complete, being whole, never having to worry about anything ever again, and just not having to chase peace, not having to chase validation from people, but just being enough for Him, and having that knowingness that you've got a Father in heaven that will take care of all your problems. And the last week or so I've been getting hit hard spiritually, and the reason being is because I'm close to my breakthrough. And like the devil, he just loves to come hard for you and distract you and take you off purpose. And I've got people coming up against me that have done some really terrible things to me, have done some really wrong things, and they won't take any accountability for it. And being a child of God, that is a scary situation for them to be in, to do this kind of stuff. But the thing is, it's not for me to worry about or concern myself about, because basically at the end of the day, God's going to clean them up, mop them up, and take them out of your life like some trash. And you don't have to do nothing. You just run your race. You keep showing up. You keep doing what God's called you to do. Because at the end of the day, all they're trying to do is distract you from your purpose. These are jealous, envious people that have no lives, and basically they think, because I have no life, I'm going to try and tear someone else down. And, like these sort of people think they can just fire you from your job and there'll be no recompense for it. And they're so grandiose, they think they can do that when they're not even your boss anymore. Like, this is how retarded these people are. And it's for no other reason than that they're envious and jealous of you, and they got nothing else to do in their life. And it comes to a point where God just has enough, and He just flat out stops them being able to do anything or to enjoy anything. And these people don't even realise they come chasing after you. They're so angry, so bitter, and they don't realise that they're just running out their clock. Like, life is short, and they're going around all stressed out. I've got to get this person, I've got to get him, I'm going to get him, and all this, and then they don't get you. Imagine that. Imagine wasting all your time going after someone, and your plans just don't work out because they're evil. Because there was no reason to do them in the first place. You just came after someone for no reason at all. I've never been bad at a job. Doesn't matter what job I've done, I've never been bad at it. And it wasn't till I come to this small hick town that I basically had problems with jobs, and the reason being because of a jealous ex and her getting her friends involved and getting them to hate me as well. And the thing is, anybody that listens to someone else and then just starts hating on you is not someone you want in your life, because they've already shown they've got no loyalty whatsoever. And some of these people, even the people in their life are disloyal to them, but they have a common goal. They come after you, so they will unite for those kind of things, like when they sit around the table and gossip. That's the only time that they can be loyal to each other. And the thing is, a house divided cannot stand. Beelzebub, or the devil, cannot fight the devil. Like, it just, with no loyalty, a house cannot stand. And basically, this is what's happening with the narcissist and their friends. Like, everything's transactional in their relationship. Everything's to do with money. And they love to just throw these elaborate parties, and one person will pay and then the other person will pay. And, they're always competing for who pays. And especially if the narcissist wants things done in their life, they'll try to pay more often so that they're, buying these people's loyalty. And it's all going to come crashing down on them. Like, you can't just go after someone because you don't like them. That's not the way life works. That's not the way God designed life to work. Like, you literally should not be talking shit about people. I was not raised that way. Like, most people from the 80s weren't raised that way. To talk bad on someone is really taboo. It's like so wrong to do. And yet, nowadays, people just do it all the time, but they do it in secret. They do it on their iPads, they do it on Facebook, And I've got people coming after me, and I'm just not going to even waste my energy on them. I'm not going to give them a time of day, because at the end of the day, when I was right in front of them, they did nothing, yet they'll have secret groups they hide behind. They'll be keyboard warriors, or they'll try ringing you or slandering you in some way. But when it comes face to face, they do nothing, which is no surprise, really. So I've got no respect for these people. And why would you? Because they really are sneaky little demons. Like, they just run around with their little groups, doing their secret conversations, and this could be your partner, and she's sitting there talking shit about you to her friends on her phone, whenever you're with her. Like, when you're sitting right next to her, she'll be like, oh, let's watch some Netflix or something, and then just be talking shit about you. That's what my partner was doing. And it's like, when you get with someone, when you get with a woman, especially nowadays, I would just say to them, look, turn your phone off. Give me your phone, we'll put it over here. And you just put it next to you, and that way you can check if she's put it on silent or if it's completely off. And if it's completely off, that's good, but you can still keep it with you, and that way she can't go, I'm just going to the bathroom to powder my nose, and just be talking crap about you. And if a woman's not willing to do this for you, then I would just say, look, I just don't see this working out. Because at the end of the day, how can you trust anyone that has a device that lets them talk to, 9 billion people in the world at any given time, and they're finding that more important than spending time with you? This is the trouble with the world these days. Especially, you've got all these single mums out there. They seem like really decent women. They've got they've got a kid, they've got them going to school, they've got them putting their clothes on in the morning, they've got them, packing their lunches, They seem like they're decent people until they get on that device and just start talking crap about people. And this is not everyone. There's a lot of people that are just normal, everyday people that just live their lives, but there is a huge amount of people that are just on these devices doing nasty things. And in my case, my ex triangulated her son, and him and all his friends were doing it. And I used to say to her, why is your mate, why are their kids disrespecting me? Why aren't they coming out and saying good day to me? And it used to really tick me off. And not one of them would come out and say good day to you, ever. And it's like, that's just not how kids should behave. And it's because of him. Like, he was bad-mouthing me too, and because his phone was directly connected to his mum's Apple ID, everything that she did would go to her son's phone. Like, even all her affairs she was having, and all her boyfriends and all the pictures she was taking them, would go directly to his phone. And it's like, what sort of parent would do that? Not hide things from their kid like that when they're doing infidelity. Like, it's sickening. But this is the kind of person I was dealing with. And you know, it's like when you're in a relationship with someone, you should be able to just have like a covenant or a contract with someone saying, look, this is what I expect in a relationship. I expect maturity. I expect someone to only be with me. You know, these should be simple, non-negotiable things. You know, like if you're in a relationship, you should be in a relationship that means that you're not seeing other people. You're not even talking to other people. But with a narcissist, there's no boundaries. Like, they'll be talking to other people. They won't even shut people down at the gym when they're with you. They'll be like, oh, hi, how are you? You know, like, they'll be flirting with everyone. And if you ever call them out on it, they just get aggressive and angry and say, oh, you don't understand what's going on. Or, you know, that's not what happened. You know, they've always got some excuse. But it's like, why do you need to get validation from every single man you come across? Like, but this is how they are. And yeah, it's a red flag whenever you see someone with a mobile device and they won't put it down. Like, I know, because whenever I've been on a date, I've got my mobile there. I just put it on silent and I enjoy the company of the person I'm with. And then, you know, once I'm not with that person again, you're welcome to do whatever you want. But there's so many people out there, even they could be your friends, they'll all sit around the table on their devices like that's more important than the people at the table. So these people that just sit on their devices all the time, they don't get any satisfaction from life. They go around just thinking that, you know, there is nothing good about life. Like, you know, just go to work, eat, sleep, raise, repeat, you know, like just basically Groundhog Day. They can't see any beauty in life because you're always on that device, and that device is just emptiness. There's nothing interesting on your phone that you can't get from another person, and that's what's wrong with the world. And they want to bring out these VR headsets soon that so you're just stuck inside a virtual world. Imagine that, being at a dinner table with a headset on like that. Yeah, ever since I've disconnected from people like this that just want to sit on their phones or they want to gossip about people, I've noticed my life has really taken off. Like, I can communicate with people a lot better, and I'm not held back by these people. Like, I'm learning to love my neighbour more, and it's just good when you can connect with people on a spiritual level from just everyday walk of life. Like, most people can't do that because they're too busy with their circle of friends. And you yourself sometimes to just cut people off. It's not that hard to do. And really, just drain your energy and wanting certain things out of you that you don't want to do. It just turns you into a misery guts. Like, especially there's a lot of people out there that are married, and they're just convincing themselves, oh, this is just how marriage is. We're supposed to be miserable, and it's not the case. You're not supposed to be living in that way. Like, if you are living that way, you're with the wrong person in your life. And so money's not everything either. You know, just your peace is, your happiness. And there's so many ways to get trapped and have people use you nowadays that you've got to learn to unplug from people sometimes. When I first came to Geraldton, I'd just left a couple of narcs behind, namely my brother and this other person I was staying with, and it was just like I'd had maybe a month of peace before I found out that I was with a narc as well. Like, it was just like I went from a couple of quite bad narcs to a really bad narc. And then, yeah, that went on for 3.5 years. But it was almost like competition for her. When I told her the bad stuff I'd been through, it's like, oh, well, that's nothing compared to what I'm going to do to you. And it was like she was the worst one. And yeah, I've had 6 months of freedom, and my life has just taken off so much just by being able to focus on myself and my goals. I've grown so much. I don't even look like the same person anymore. Like before, I was 105 kilos. I was overweight. I was struggling to get out of bed in the morning. I didn't see the point of life at all, especially dealing with a narc and their narc child. Like it was like I had 2 of them in the house, and it was almost like we were speaking a different language all the time. It's like anything I said was ignored or like misunderstood because these people lacked wisdom. And so it's just funny, like when someone leaves your life and you just feel relief, you feel like joy. It's like the best feeling in the world. Like this person was draining your energy, and now you're full of energy. Like you feel like you're 18 years old. And some people are just too scared to break up with someone, or too scared to put someone in their place and say, look, you're not being fair with me. You know, like you need to change your ways. Like it's really simple thing to say, but most people are too afraid to, and you know, they start putting their woman up as a trophy, like, oh, this is my trophy woman that I'm with, and you don't even know if she's loyal to you or not because of these devices. I mean, how many of you actually go through your partner's phone? How many of you are allowed to go through your partner's phone? Have you ever asked them? Do you think they would just let you go through it straight away, or do you think they would say, oh, hang on a minute, so that they could delete a few things first? Like, all the evidence of infidelity is on those things. And sometimes you do need to do this. And I'm not someone that doesn't trust people. Like, I've always trusted my partners. But since having a narcissist in my life, I've realised that not everyone can be trusted, and they hide it very well. So, you know, it's in your best interest to see what's going on in there. Especially if you're sitting watching a movie with them and their attention's elsewhere, or you're going out with them and instead of their eyes being on you, they're scanning the room looking for more supply. Like, oh, who's looking at me so I can go flirt with them? You know, like, why would you want someone like that? Why would you want to be holding the hand of someone that's scanning the room for other people? Think about it. Like, I'm sure this has happened to a lot of you, but do you even check to see what your partner's actually up to? Like, because this will change your life. Like, I'm not saying that all of you have shit partners, all of you have like problems in your life. Don't get me wrong. Because I've had, you know, quite a few partners over the years, you know, and I've had good relationships, and most of those partners were loyal. There was some that were narcissistic, but they were still all loyal until I met this one. And this one has been the most insecure, disloyal person I've ever met. And it didn't matter what you did for him. You know, did so many good things for this person, and it's like, oh well, he just wants to get something off me. And it's like, what did you have to offer? You were poor when I met you. Like, what did you really have to offer? Like, and it's like, oh well, I can cook my special country food. It's like, so what? I could figure out how to cook it off YouTube. You know, like, it's not that hard to cook. So what do you really have to offer me? But this person always saw everything I did as like a trap, like I had a hidden agenda. And it's like, no, I'm just a nice guy. Like, maybe they're not nice in this town that I'm in. I don't know. But the fact was, she could never accept the truth that I was just a man of God. You know, like it was. And this person was super evil. But she was just like my brother. Like, I had this whole same problem with my brother my whole life. And as much as I've tried to pour love into the guy, he's always hated my guts. And it's like I never did anything wrong. And just by following the straight and narrow, the things he used to say was, oh, get off your high horse. You're always so high and mighty. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm just trying to do the right thing. You know, not all of us want to do the wrong thing. Some of us were just taught to do things a certain way, and it stuck with us. Like, my old man, he didn't start off as a Christian, but he ended up one later in life. But his whole life, he always preached about respect to people. It was always like, always treat people right, you know, like, unless they cross you, and then you can fight them. But, you know, he'd just be like, but my dad was a really strong fighter. Like, he could punch the daylights out of anyone, but he would never start a fight. He would always try and be nice to people first, and he was charming, and he had a lot of good qualities about him. And he didn't look like much when you looked at him. He was average looking, short, bald. The rest of the family would say worse things about him than this, but yeah, he was just a good fella. He had a charm about him that just made you look at him differently. Like, you know, he was very welcoming, and yeah, that's always stuck with me, and God had given me a good heart from a child, like from the womb, and it says in the Bible that God will give you a new heart, and the thing is, that's supposed to come later in life, that He gives you a new heart. But with me, I've had it from birth. Like, nothing changed when I got baptized other than me giving my allegiance to Christ. Like, I was still just a good person, just striving to do the right thing. So not much really changed other than I believed in God. And sometimes, you know, with His chosen people, we are all like that. We were all born different. We were all born to bring the light, to be good people. And because the chosen person can still do evil things if they want to. But for me, I always felt guilty. I just couldn't bring myself to hurt people or harm people. Yeah, so yeah, these kinds of people, they will never support you. And there's people in life, it doesn't matter how hard you try to be on their team, they won't pick you for the basketball team. And I never did get picked for the basketball team. I was always a good runner, and I was always a good fielder. Like whenever I was on the football field, I'd let my frustrations out by tackling someone. But I got one young kid one time, and I must have thrown him about 3 meters. Like, I just tossed him because I'd been in the field doing nothing, getting frustrated. But you know, kids, hormones, you're just a bit like that at that age. But he didn't get hurt or anything, but he got a bit of a shock by the fact he went flying through the air. And I never really harmed anyone. I always showed mercy. I was never really an angry person, you know. Like, yeah, I'd laugh when I was fighting with people. Like, my brothers, my mates would come at me so hard, and they were brutal. They'd hit me really hard too, but I'd just laugh about it, because for us that was just how we used to play, really rough, you know. And you do when you have brothers, you know, like you can be quite rough with each other and be okay. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I probably waffled on enough about this and that. So God bless all of you. Remember, Jesus loves you. I love you, and have a blessed day in Jesus' name.